Good morning, this is Mark from the RAFAIR UK group from 41 Squadron, and I'm here today with Mike showcasing a B.V.R engagement and setup tactics for a flight of, we are in a flight of 2 F-18C Hornets. Mike is my number 2 here in loose arrow right formation, and we will be going up against a varying array of different enemy bandits, ranging from pairs of MiG-29 Alphas to single ship tactics against a single MiG-29 Alpha, and I believe there is a total of 3 engagements that we're going to cover today, so let's get cracking. So here we are, setting off in a loose arrow formation. We are going to gain some altitude to get up to our cap altitude at Angels 25. So we're doing a max climb up to altitude using the FPAS fuel page and setting the climb option, which is OSB 20. That'll tell you what is the best speed to climb at. So let's just speed it up until we get a contact from the AWACS for our first engagement. Just a point to note, just as we're ingressing here, this point over here, I've set that as our bullseye waypoint. We've set that up as a air-to-air waypoint on the HSI data screen. Let's just pause there. That will give any call outs from our AWACS, which is, I believe our AWACS is over here with a tanker that we've set up as well if we need refueling on our cap. But the AWACS will give brawl calls and picture calls from this bullseye waypoint here, and we'll be able to see that in our aircraft just to maintain a good amount of situational awareness. So we can just see there's 2 bandits just coming to the area of operations over here. They are 2 MiG-29 Alphas, and let's get towards the setup for B.V.R. My tactics in this particular setup here over the radio, I'm ensuring that my number 2 has got the same call from AWACS that two bandits are up in the air, and we turn to engage. Right, let's just pause there for a second. And back it up a little bit. So here we've turned on an intercept course for the bandits, which are heading in approximately a southerly direction, and we've just offset here in front of them just to close the range. That range is currently 85 miles. I brief my number 2 wingman. The tactics for this one is we are going to do a split. So I, in the number 1, I'm going to crank left and engage the left bandit, and Mike is going to crank right and sort the right hand bandit. So let's just get it towards the Fox 3 position here. So here we go, here's the split happening, the left and right cranking, and that was a very, very simple order on the radio of 2, sort right, and crank right. We're closing down the distance here. I'm keeping the bandit locked up here on making sure that he does not go outside of the gimbal limits. I'm going to close the range to the RNE range no escape distance for this altitude, which is about 20 miles. Launch a Fox 3. Let's just pause there. It's good. I can see that the missile is tracking. The Bandit is maneuvering to defend. I can see over here on my SA as well, that, and here on the radio, that my number 2 has launched a Fox 3 on his Bandit. So let's just see if the missiles connect. Yeah, it's good. I did decide to give an additional Fox 3, which wasn't needed at that point. And that's my bad on that part. Should have been conserving ammunition a little bit more cautiously. And I can also hear over here on the radio, I call the splash 1 splash, and I also hear 2 splash. So good job, Mike. Did an excellent job there. He didn't waste any ammunition in this particular engagement. Just 1 missile, 1 kill. Great. So at this point now, there is quite a bit of separation between myself and Mike. Let's just check what that is. There we go. It's about 11 nautical miles. So we need to regroup and rejoin. Let's just pause here. A mistake on my part here is that I believe I called out, or I wanted to call out, rejoin Angels 22 heading 180. But I think I called out Springfield rejoin Angels 22 heading 080, which is why Mike is heading off in this direction here. So I have to remedy that rather quickly now at this point. So I believe I get straight back on the radio again. I notice that he's heading up there, and I ask him to head 090 at Angels 22, just to regroup a little bit easier. And you can see him following that radio command excellently there, and he slides right back in to the loose arrow left formation. Okay, so we are heading back to the actual cap location, which is over this area over here. And we have an additional Bandit that has just decided to come and make our day here. Let's just get the distance up to that Bandit. I can hear him being called out over the AWACS. He's 80 miles, and we offset slightly to the left in front of the Bandit here to get a nice clean intercept. My tactics for this one, as I brief in, I ask the number 2 to do a bag and drag skate maneuver. So basically, if one of us, let's just pause there, if one of us, this enemy Bandit he will focus on either me or on my number 2 over here, and whichever aircraft from us gets engaged by this MiG-29, I'm going to get them to do a skate maneuver, a split S, and then fly away while I will flank out and do a crank to the left with my radar off. Obviously Mike will have his radar on and will be keeping the focus of that Bandit. I'll have my radar off, crank to the left, and then turn in and engage the Bandit from the flank at the last minute. And hopefully he shouldn't even see me coming. That was the game plan. So let's see how it works. And just like any plane, before the bullets start flying, myself and Mike, actually, and me in particular, I thought the Bandit was going after Mike at this point. So I continued to crank left, but in fact, the Bandit is heading directly towards me. We still proceed with the plan that I had in place. I asked Mike to skate, which he does very successfully here, but unfortunately the bandit is not going after Mike, it's going after me, and I haven't even noticed yet. So at this point I've decided I've completely messed this up at this point, so we have to fly with what's presented in front of us. So I turn in hot on the bandit. The range is much lower than what I would like to be engaging in any form of B.V.R here. I believe I launched there at about 8 miles. And unfortunately, by my game plan, I've placed Mike over here. Let's just pause that. Thankfully, I'll splash the bandit, but I've placed Mike. Unfortunately, he's 35 nautical miles away from me. So if I got into lots of trouble here, Mike is. I've ordered him to skate and fly away, and I've placed him too far away to be able to mutually support me in this engagement. So that plan didn't work out as I expected, but both of us did survive. Let's just forward it on to the next one. So here we're going for a quick rejoin again, which Mike does in excellent fashion. And we're getting AWACS calls here now for another pair of bandits that have formed up that are coming in here from the north. Let's just check the range for them. Got them at 60 miles. The plan of attack is going to be very similar to the first one. I've asked Mike to sort right. I'm going to sort left. And we're both going to crank left up in this particular direction here. So I believe the crank is going to come in here any moment. There we go. So we both crank left, staying in a nice tight formation together. The good thing about both cranking to the same side is that you're both visual on each other much better because you're close together and you can mutually support each other. We launched our Fox 3 simultaneously. Mine was at approximately 15 nautical miles, and Mike's bandit for sorting right was approximately 24 nautical miles. So 24 nautical miles is a little bit long for a head-on B.V.R launch at Angels 23, but we'll see what happens. At least it's a good posturing shot, this, from Mike anyway, as the bandit will have to react to it and defend, and will not be able to press his attack towards us. He'll have to defend the missile, and then we'll be in a much better position to relaunch at him. So let's just play it out. I can see my missile is tracking on the left bandit, the lead bandit. And that's a good hit. I call Springfield 1 splash. Mike's missile is up in the air here. And I can see unfortunately it is losing a lot of energy at this point, and the bandit has successfully defeated it. So Mike re-engages with a Fox 3. Bandit is in a low energy state at 0.8, and his missile just comes in and slams home right in the dome. So another good kill there from Mike. Well done, mate. I call this boat onto a bearing of 180. I don't need to call a reform because Mike is right directly in position where he should be there. And that is the end of this little B.V.R setup training. I'd like to give a big thanks to Mike. Well flown, buddy. Pleasure flying with you as always. And I will catch you on the next one. Right, take care. Bye.